Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakha, Chodash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to sincere Akim. Shalom.
Shalom.
Alright, Shalom. First of all, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who were well. Peace and salutation, all sincere Akim. Out there, of course, risking their lives and the freedom to bring out this Amath, which is the truth of the scriptures. I'm the brother Mappa. This is
Yeshaya.
And we're from the Great Millstone Plaintables Camp, located here in the city of Philadelphia in Great Babylon, which is America. And we coming again with this truth, with another lesson, which you can see right here before you. All right, U.S. refuses to withdraw diplomats from Venezuela, vows appropriate actions if they are harmed. Okay? Disclaimer, we are the Hebrew Israelites. We're not, of course, black Hebrew Israelites. We are Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, according to the prophecies that's been written in the scriptures. We are the watchmen, the prophets. All right? Giving you the warning, letting you know, all right, everything that is occurring to in this world, that which pertains to the scriptures. All right, so we're just gonna get into this article, bring out edification, and close out. So,
says U.S. refuses to withdraw diplomats from Venezuela, vows appropriate action if they're harmed. It says U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has refused to pull diplomats from Caracas, arguing the government that severed diplomatic ties with the U.S. is not legitimate and threatening appropriate actions if anyone is endangered.
You can look up that word diplomat. Yeah, you can read what it says.
It says an official representing a country abroad.
Yeah, so he basically a diplomat is an ambassador, all right?
God.
In another country, you know. So they go to these different countries, obviously, you know, for government businesses or government purposes, lock you.
All right. It says we call on the Venezuelan military and security forces to continue protecting the welfare and well-being of all Venezuelan citizens, as well as U.S. and other foreign citizens in Venezuela, Pompeo said in a statement on Wednesday evening, adding the U.S. will take appropriate action to hold accountable anyone who endangers the safety and security of our mission and its personnel.
If anything you want to speak on, you can speak on too, by the way.
So basically, earlier, the president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, basically is declared that he's severing ties with the U.S. basically, and basically requesting that all U.S. diplomats leave the country. And Mike Pompeo is saying that the U.S. diplomats are basically refusing to leave. I'm going to keep reading real quick. Okay. It says Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro declared all U.S. diplomats persona non grata on Wednesday after Washington recognized opposition leader Guaido as the country's president. Yeah, so Donald Trump and Mike Pence declared basically that this guy Juan Guaido is basically the Venezuela's president, basically choosing their own president of that country.
Right. I mean, what is U.S. to go about claiming, you know, some other countries recognizing another country's leaders, all right? Okay, which they actually have the existing leader, okay, is the Maduro guy. Now you have this other guy, which the U.S. is recognizing this other guy when there's an existing leadership, okay? This is crazy. Why is the United States within the affairs of these other countries?
It says Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro declared all U.S. diplomats persona non grata on Wednesday after Washington recognized opposition leader Juan Guaido as the country's president. Guaido, however, said he wanted the U.S. diplomats to stay, setting the stage for a potential diplomatic incident.
Yeah, you're gonna have it where, U.S. diplomats are within, all right, a current trouble, or controversy within Venezuela, a whole nother government, all right, within the leadership. Why is U.S. doing this? I go into, as Ak brought this article to my, attention, I was going into how the United States is that big bag bully, all right, of the earth. Okay, they want to go about policing the earth, and really they want to go about establishing their own agenda, all right, so it can benefit themselves.
It says, as the U.S. does not recognize Maduro's regime, his order for U.S. diplomats to leave is not legitimate.
Right, in which, every time when they title a regime to a particular country, like they did in Iraq with Saddam Hussein, they demonizing that leadership, all right? They see it that it's unfit, because, if it ain't going for what their agenda is, okay, like they claim in Iraq, they said that he had possessed weapons of mass destruction, and they didn't even have any, and they put the dude to death, all right? And they have it where they've been in over there, Iraq, over there in Afghanistan, over there in the Middle East. I mean, I have to go check the numbers, but at least I think it's over 10 years or something like that. It's been quite some time, but I have to go and check the numbers, all right? And, they have brought so much destruction to that country, all right? They've killed unarmed civilians, all right? The soldiers there are raping the women, okay? They're destroying the towns, the villages, cities, statues, landmarks, all of that. That's what this damn devil goes and do. Get a preset real quick.
This is This is Habakkuk 2 verse 5. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So America, what they basically try to do is take control of every nation's government, and basically take their resources and just rule over that government, basically put up a puppet president so they can rule over that nation through that puppet president.
And it goes into, because they transgressed by wine being their philosophy. All right, they'll go, we're bringing, for democracy to this country, and we're gonna improve everything, or, the citizens are no longer gonna have to live under this tyrant leadership and such. That's what this so-called white man does. Meanwhile, he's of course trying to establish what he really wants. He wants, as the Ak was going to, a country's resource. He want, a lot of places. He want to establish central banks there. All right, the so-called white man want controls of everything. As it says, he says he neither keepeth at home as his desires as hell and as death, and he can't be satisfied. All right, until he gathered up all the nations and heap up all people. He want, the people of Venezuela. I believe that's, if I'm not mistaken, South America. I believe they like Asher, if I'm not mistaken, in the 12 tribes of Israel. There is lights down there. All right.
Verse 6, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long into him that ladeth himself with thick clay?
Yeah, it goes into, destruction, to you damn devils, all right? Because you rape, rob, and murder wherever you go, all right? And it goes obviously also with, how you damn devils, when you go into the lading himself with thick clay, all right? That's going with the heavy pledges, the debts, all right? Which, you have it where, the United States owe it's something like 21 trillion, 22 trillion going into dollars, all right, to the of course you know, the elite bankers. All right, the Federal Reserve. And these other countries are in debt as well. I believe Venezuela. I believe they kind of like a lot of they're in like this hole. All right, this economic hole because they had an economic collapse. They have mass hyperinflation and such. You know, they have it where, you know, a lot of people can't even afford to eat. They're eating rotten food. All right, there's you know, women selling their bodies for nothing, and that's going to be coming to America very soon. All right, it's all because of this damn wicked system. All right, this debt-based system.
God. This is Obadiah chapter 1 verse 3. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Right, speaking about you Edomites, all right, you can read, you know, you have it in Obadiah the first chapter. It's going specifically to you damn Edomites, all right. You know, you damn devils with your pride, all right. Your sign is the eagle, okay. You damn devils are so proud, all right. You know, you have it where obviously, you know, you went out, of course, into the earth's you say the out the firmament and such, and the Shemayim Slakia, you know, and of course put up various satellites and such, all right. And that was biblical prophecy, okay. You can read it again.
Verse 3, it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Yeah, but the pride of your heart has deceived thee, because the Lord, as it says in the scriptures, that you shall build up, but the Lord shall bring you down, roughly paraphrasing.
It says, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high.
Right, we know you are the Caucasians, all right, the Edomites. You go back into the history, was it Mount Petra and all of that? All right, you damn devils, all right. That's where you dwell, all right. And this place where you see it, where these damn Edomites with these modern day caves, these skyscrapers, the buildings that they built, all right. It shows that you are Edomites. You're Esau, Edom.
It said, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And what they're basically doing, they're basically flexing on Venezuela, saying what you gonna do about it. Basically, they're asking them to leave their country, and they're telling them no. That's pretty disrespectful. Yeah. Basically flexing on them because they're prideful.
Yeah, they don't want these Edomites don't want none of these countries to have any sovereignty.
This is Micah chapter 2 verse 1. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. That's basically what America is doing. They coveting fields, coveting basically everybody's land, everybody's resources, and they take them by violence by doing what? These coups d'etats, basically overthrowing governments and oppressing the people in their own land.
Yeah, go into that word covenant. You go into the tab right there. Definition.
It says, for coveted, it says much desired, much sought after.
It says, and read right there, covet right there.
This one?
Yeah.
It says to desire or wish for inordinately or without regard for the rights of others.
Wow. And that explains everything. You damn devils want everything without even, and you disregard the rights of the people. All right. Just like how you took America, all right, from the northern kingdom tribes and such of the nation of Israel. All right, you go to these other countries and such, and you go and take it. All right, which you have it where Venezuela and such. You know, that's northern kingdom. All right.
This is Isaiah chapter 33 verse 1. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled.
Right, because, you know, you damn Edomites haven't received a punishment, all right, for all the rape, robbery, and murder you've done to this world. All right, that's why we call you, you're written in the scripture as the virgin daughter of Babylon, okay?
It says, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
Right, you deal with these other countries being very deceitful, all right? You, of course, have them sign these various trade agreements. You know, you'll have them, of course, you know, you'll get a good deal, and then you of course go and hit them with these sanctions. You will of course keep them from trade and dealing with certain business with other countries. You have them where they're a lot of these countries are stuck in using the petrodollar and such. Now when they rebel, then you're saying boo hoo, we're gonna wage war against you, basically. All right, that's what these damn devils do. Okay, they don't deal fairly. Slocky.
It says, when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
Yeah, so these other nations, they're going to turn on you. All right? All these other nations going to remember all of the wickedness you have done, and they're going to come back at you and destroy you. And that's biblical prophecy. All right?
God, that was it.
All right, so, I believe that's basically it for this article. I mean, as you can see it, this is going to, most likely stir up some trouble, okay, with the U.S. As it was talking in there, they got various allies of the U.S. that's going to, they down for it. It says here it said here that after Trump administration recognized Guaido's government, that's this guy who they recognizing as a new president when they have an existing president, right? It says a number of U.S. allies followed suit, including most of the OAS countries and Canada. And it says EU leaders also endorsed the rebel government. So you have it where these U.S. allies within, you have it where within the NATO and the EU, okay, they of course are, which Canada is part of the NATO, and you got different EU countries and such. All right, they're collectively known as the beasts in the scriptures. You have it where they actually are in support of this, where they have this new leader. All right, they want in and they want to recognize. This is wicked. All right, there's already a leader. You should of course stay and keep at your own business and not into everybody else's business. But we understand the so-called white man, because the earth is given on the hand of the wicked. Hand is Yod, which in the Hebrew, which means power. So that's why we see this damn devil in everybody's business. And it's not any surprise that this can, of course, get them in more trouble. As it says here, that it says that Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova said that the U.S. handpicking a government in Kharkiv perfectly illustrates the true Western sentiments towards international law, which they disregard international law. It says sovereignty and non-interference in internal affairs of states. All right. So, you see that U.S., they want to, of course, which U.S. is that horde that rides upon the scarlet cord beast. All right. They do whatever they want. Okay. And that's why they're going to be destroyed. All right. Ultimately, in the end. With that, we want to say all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Kodash.
Double honor to those apostles at Great Millstone. And double honor to those, double honor to those apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutation on sincere Akim. Shalom.
Shalom.